Here we have a cross-section of the spinal cord. When you cut straight across the spinal cord, you can see the gray matter down the center, which kind of looks like a butterfly, one of those Rorschach tests. And then you have white matter in columns around that gray matter. If we look at the gray matter itself, we can see this dark center spot here. This is called the central canal. This is where the spinal fluid, cerebrospinal fluid, will go down through the center of the spinal cord. Then the right and the left sides of the spinal cord, the gray matter, are connected by this thin gray matter line in between. That is called the gray commissure. In the gray matter, we have horns or points in the back, the side, and the front. The ones in the back are called dorsal or posterior horns. The ones on the side are called lateral horns, and the ones in the front are called anterior or ventral horns. So you have ventral, lateral, dorsal, dorsal, lateral, ventral. Those that are connected to the beginnings of the nerves coming out the ventral side, these are called ventral roots. These are going to carry all of the motor signals. Those coming out the back, these are the posterior or dorsal roots. And then in the back, the dorsal roots will come together to form this larger bulge here. That's the dorsal root ganglion. And then we can see the ventral and dorsal roots coming together to form the actual spinal nerve. Because the ventral roots carry motor information and the dorsal roots carry sensory information, and since they both come together to form the spinal nerve, that is why spinal nerves are mixed nerves, because they have both motor and sensory information. Then we have the white matter columns surrounding the gray matter. These columns are called funiculi. You have one in the front, which would be your anterior or ventral funiculus, one on the side, which would be the lateral funiculus, and in the back we have the posterior or dorsal funiculus. Along the midline, so you can see this deep groove in the midline of the front of your spinal cord. That is called the anterior median fissure. Fissure is a deep groove. And then in the back, the posterior side, we can also see a groove, but it's much more shallow in the midline. That would be the median posterior sulcus. Sulcus is a shallow groove. So just quickly, central canal, gray commissure, anterior horn, lateral horn, posterior horn, ventral root, dorsal root ganglion, spinal nerve. Anterior funiculus, lateral funiculus, posterior funiculus, median anterior fissure, posterior median sulcus.